You will be free.
My motto in life is I came to live out loud.
My mom's
Those
always been
sounds part of a new documentary that is in progress about a very emotional challenge that will face more families than probably think about it, or want to think about it, or want to talk about it. Which is why I thought it was so important to have our next guests on, because these are the conversations that, man, as somebody who's 50 and you feel like you've sort of done it by getting your kids out of the house, and then the other side of life comes at you. It's mom, it's dad, it's relative. And the voice you heard at the beginning of that clip was 76-year-old Cheryl Hauser, dealing with Alzheimer's and trying to choose her own path. It's the subject of a documentary, from our next guest, Sarah Longacre and Wendy Brown, Cheryl's daughters. It's so good to have you guys with us today.
Thank you.
Uh, Sarah, why don't you start with why you thought this story was important to tell?
It's a great question. I truly believe that, we know 7 million Americans are diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And we know that for most of us, there's only one path. It's, oh, you're going to do this, you're going to go to memory care, and so on. We believe that with my sister can share more, but being a death doula, that we knew that there was other options. We knew that my mother had no interest in living a life in a memory care unit and not remembering who we are. We want to bring this conversation to the dinner table because, yes, we all are launching our humans. And now we're looking at our parents going, how do you want to live the rest of your life? What does it mean to die with dignity? What does it mean to die on your own terms? It's controversial, it's emotional, it's beautiful. And when my mother chose to do something called VSED, she voluntarily stopped eating and drinking. She knew all of our names. She knew her husband. She was bright and shiny, but she knew that the days were getting harder and harder, and they were extremely hard. It was not able to do much of anything except for watch a lot of TV. She decided to stop eating and drinking on her own terms with the help of hospice and with the help of our family and our community. And we were approached several years before she decided to do this, to find the date, with the documentary crew. And they said, there's a story to tell, and we want to help bring it to life.
It is controversial because it's difficult, obviously, emotionally, and trying to navigate this and figure out the right way to go. But it also is difficult from a policy and legal standpoint, because different states have different rules about this stuff, right?
Actually, VSED is legal in every state.
He said it.
VSED is. And that's one of the bigger reasons that we want to make sure people have access to see this film, because many people confuse medical aid in dying, which is legal in 11 states plus DC, almost Illinois, knock on wood, with VSED. And in every state, if you have the cognition to make your own decision to stop drinking and eating food, you are legally able to do that on your own will.
Wendy, Sarah mentioned that you're a death doula. I had the absolute beauty and honor of kind of going on that journey with a good friend of mine who did use a death doula before he died.
Mm-hmm.
And I just saw her again last week, and it brought back all the memories of sort of the beauty of having someone kind of guide you through that process.
Right.
Because of your work, it's one thing when it's your work, it's a different thing when it's your own family, isn't it?
It is. It's many people in the years ahead of mom actually VSEDing. She had known for about 4 years this is what her plan was after she was diagnosed. She had already known about VSED. She wanted to do this. So,
How did she know? How did she know about it?
It was actually when I was learning about the role of a death doula, I came across a woman who wrote a book called Choosing to Die.
Huh.
She was the advocate for her husband, Alan, this woman, Phyllis Schachter. And this was basically this kind of 101 of how to VSED and how to find that support. So I handed it to my mom even before she was diagnosed. She had witnessed her brother, Will, go through Alzheimer's. We all did. And she knew what that could look like. So she read this book and said,
I 100% believe this is what I want to do if I do have this disease.
Hmm.
A year later, she was diagnosed. She said, and I let her come to me. And within a week after the diagnosis, she said, I'm still very much wanting to go onto the VSED track.
Huh.
So many people would ask me, so are you going to be the death doula during this?
Yeah.
And what was beautiful was I'm a part of a Minnesota Death Collaborative, a large group of men and women who have different roles around end of life. And two beautiful women just showed up for us, and they made such a difference, as Sarah could
Every single
support.
day we had a death doula come, and it was, I mean, as a birth doula, I've been a birth doula for 25 years.
And for people who don't know what a doula is, explain, since you both have done it at the front end.
Our moms call us the bookends of life.
You
So
are.
a birth doula is there to support a family, a pregnant person in her birthing time, their birthing time, whether that's several months leading up. But basically, we are not medical. We are spiritual, we are emotional, we are physical support for you to bring life. We come after the birth. We are there 24 hours a day. We're there to support you. And literally, we shepherd a new life in. And Wendy, as a death doula, she helps the family plan, and she helps shepherd and beautifully let the life go, which is, we know two things are true, Jason. We're born and we die. And so why not have a person who is not, connected to the family, but an outside person to help literally on all different angles, everything from food, everything from emotions. And the birth and the death doula are there. And they've been around for thousands of years. I mean, doula means to serve. That's what it was. And so we are there to serve at these different times. And I think death doula is becoming a definitely more popular term.
And popular, but I would say more people are very much wanting to talk about birth versus death. So death, with our modern culture, it has been taboo for a while. And so the beauty with death doulas is that we can be there to hold space and listen to regrets, unresolved issues, create ritual, and make this as sacred as birth.
Absolutely.
That is Wendy Brown, Sarah Longacre. This new documentary is going to have a screening of the teaser video and a Q&A going on tomorrow afternoon at the Minneapolis Club. So from 3 to 4 p.m. Part of the reason that we're having this segment and this conversation now is because this is the time of year where we all gather with family. And nobody wants to sit around on Thanksgiving or Christmas and talk about how we are going to die. And what better time? I don't know. There's no good time for these conversations.
Well, there's no good time for these conversations, but why does it have to be so? Why can't we make it Mom, tell me, what does it mean to die to you? What do you want at the ceremony? What is important for you to tell me, to share? How do we want to make this so it's not what the normal conversation is?
We've talked about it with my parents. I know how my mom, I know what funeral home she wants to go to. I know how we know how she wants it to go down. Mm-hmm. My dad may be less communicative about it, but we've talked about these things.
Well, and you can go super deep. Tell me what you think is after this beautiful life here on earth, or you can keep it simple. Mom, what's the one song that you definitely want to have played at your service? But why can't we just make it more of a dinner table conversation? And you can start in little ways. And why we're doing this film, one of the biggest reasons that we want to share this story so that you can have the hard conversations with your family. And my mother planned her whole funeral. She took Wendy and I shopping for our dresses that we were going to wear to her funeral. Yeah. She was instrumental in it. And so it took the weight off of us. And it's tough because I think so many people think that why is it so taboo? So let's make it normal that it comes up so that the more we talk about it, the more comfortable it'll be. Mm-hmm. And that's why you hire a death doula to sit with you at your table.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And it also doesn't have to be as personal as what are you wanting your funeral to look like? It can be the simple fact of, are you wanting to pass away at home versus a hospital?
Yeah.
I mean, that was the number one eye-opening for me as when I was learning about doula work and end-of-life support, that more people are wanting to pass away at home. But the reality is that more people are dying in a hospital.
The website is Cheryl, Cheryl, Hauser, Hauser, CherylHauser.com. That has the information about the documentary And the event tomorrow at the Minneapolis Club from 3 to 4. It's free. Go ask questions. Go meet these two. We really appreciate the conversation today. Sarah Longacre, Wendy Brown, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, Jason.
Thanks for having us, Jason.